Okay, let's continue. Okay. So now the geometric mean is 3. And now you want to find x. Okay? So geometric mean, which is 3, is equals to the square root. This is your a and this is your b. So 2a times b. Okay? Which is 3 equals the square root of 2 times x. So this will be 3 equals the square root of 2x. Now I need to remove this square root. How do I remove the square root? I remove the square root by squaring both sides. So this is 9 and this is 2x. Now to find x, I will divide 2 on both sides. This goes away and x is 4.5. 4 and 5 tenths units. Okay? So now I get here 4 and 5 tenths. So then to get z, I can do z now. Z equals to a plus b. Okay? A is 2, b is 4 and 5 tenths. So z is 6 and 5 tenths units. Okay? Then let's find y. I have 2 and 3, so I'll use Pythagoras theorem. Okay? So I will draw my triangle here. I will call this 2, I will call this 3. This is 90, this is y. Y is the same as c, this is a, this is b. So I will do here y, which I'm calling c, is the square root of a squared plus b squared. Square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared, giving me 4 plus 9. 4 plus 9 should be 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes. So square root of 13. The question did not ask me to have it as a decimal, so I will leave it like that. And then units. Okay? Um, okay, we can find Z. So because Z is in this big triangle, okay, so let's find Z. Z is easier to find. So the triangle for Z is like this. I'm just gonna draw it like that. Let's draw it like this. So this is Z, this is 10, and this is 20. So we'll use Pythagoras theorem. So let's call this A, let's call this B. So we want to find, no, this cannot be B because it's opposite the 90 degree. This has to be C. So this will be B. Let's find B. So Z, which means find B, is found by C squared minus A squared, which is 20 squared minus 10 squared, which is 400 minus 100, which is the square root of 300. Square root of 300 is 10 square root 3. 10 square root 3, and you put here units. So I'll put here 10 square root 3. Okay. So okay, I want to find this. So this is my geometric mean. Okay? How will I find that? Because I know x times y should give me this. Okay. So what two numbers can I use? How do I know 4 times 5? Okay. I can use 2 times 10 because all of them. No. This. I'm trying to think. I am trying to think. How do I get? I found Z. Why do I feel I don't have enough information to get mm, mm. Oh yeah. Okay, now I've understood. So to get to get to get 10, I should do y times the long line. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So if the geometric mean is 10, or let me just say 10. So here I know that 10 is equals to the square root of y times the long line. Okay, very good. So this is 10 equals to the square root of y times the long line is 20. So this is 10 equals to the square root of 20y. Now I need to remove the square root. So this is squared. So this is 100 equals to 20y. So to get y, I will divide by 20 on both sides. So y equals to 5. Okay, I have found y, which is here. Now to get x, I know that x plus y must equal to 20. So x plus 5 equals to 20. Then I subtract 5 on both sides. X equals to 15. Okay, then units and units. Okay, just like that. Okay, let's move on. So here we've been told to use a model. That means you need to draw a picture. Okay, that's what a model is. All right. So, a museum has a famous statue on display. The curator places the statue at the corner of a rectangular room and builds a 15-foot railing in front of the statue. So, this is the room, okay? He places the statue over here. So here is the statue on the corner of the room. And then he puts a 15-foot railing, okay? In front of the statue. The railing forms a right triangle. So you see, it has formed a right triangle with the corner of the room. The legs of the triangle are 12 feet and 9 feet. Do you see that? So you have to know how to read and draw from reading. Okay? Okay. So now, approximate the legs of the triangle are 12 feet and 12 feet long, 9 feet long. Approximate how close visitors will be able to get to the statue. So that means here, find the hypotenuse. And how do we find the hypotenuse? We use Pythagoras theorem. Okay? So now we're going to ask how close. Let me use this. I want to, so let me Let me put my statue over here like this. So my statue is over here. And then I'm going to use another line. I'm going to draw this here. Okay? So let's first find what's the distance from here to here, because that's very important. Okay? So we use Pythagoras theorem. So this is A, this is B, this is C, because this is the 90-degree here. So C equals the square root of A squared plus B squared, which gives us 9 squared plus 12 squared, which gives us 81 plus 144. Okay? So 81 plus 144 is 225. So the square root of 225 is 15. So the distance from here all the way to here is 15. Okay? So now let me draw the triangle here. We put this, we put that, and then we draw this line here. We draw this line and we put 90-degree. So we know this is 12, we know this is 9, and we know this is 15. And we want to find this. So I can put here X and I can put here Y. Okay? So, and I can, let's put here X, let's put here Z. Okay. So we know that to get 9, I multiply Y with the long line. Okay. So let's find Y. Okay. So Y equals to the square root. No. 9 equals to the square root of Y times the long line, which is 9 equals to the square root of Y times 15. 9 equals to the square root of 15y. Remove the square root, square both sides. So this is 81 equals to 15y. Divide by 15, divide by 15. This goes away. Okay? So 81 divide 15 gives us 5 and 4/10. So y is 5.4. So we put it over here. Y is 5.4. Okay. Now, how far? So that means I want to find x. So I can use Pythagoras theorem to find x. Okay. So x equals, so I will do Pythagoras theorem. Okay. So this will be, this is my A, this is my B, this is my C. So I want A. A equals the square root of C squared minus B squared, which is equals to 9 squared minus 5 and 4/10 squared. Okay, so this is equal to 81 minus, okay, 81 minus, what is 5 and 4/10 squared? That is 29.16, or 29 and 1600ths. And then this is finding this, find the square root of 51 and 8400ths. And that is 7 and 2/10. Okay, so the distance, so these people can only go from that's the longest distance that they can go to. How close would it be? So this is our answer here. 7 and 2/10 units. Okay? No, the units is given, feet. So our answer is feet here. Okay? And we've been told to draw a diagram to model the situation, and we need to approximate. So there you go. Okay? All right. We move on. Kim and Yanika are watching a movie in a movie theater. Yanika is sitting X feet from the screen, and Kim is 15 feet behind Yanika. The angle that Kim's line of sight to the top of the screen makes with the horizontal is 30 degrees. So therefore, if this is the screen, this is here. This is 90, okay? If that is 90 and this is 45, this definitely has to be 45, okay? And this has to be 60, so 60 minus 45 is how much? 15. Yes, 15 degrees. Okay. All right. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. How high is the top of the screen? The question is asking me to find how high is from here to here. That's what the question is asking me. Okay. So in a 90, in a 45, 45, 90 triangle, if this is X, this also has to be X. Okay? Remember, in a 45, 45 degree, the short sides are the same. So if this is 45 and this is 45 degrees and this is 90, this distance here has to be the same as this distance here. Okay? Now, okay, so this is X feet. So now I'm going to use my 30, 60 triangle. Okay, so let me draw my 30, 60 triangle. So this is 30. So this means this is the short leg. Okay, and that is true because we wrote X. And this is the long leg because this is 60, the whole of here. Okay, and then long leg. Now, long leg is what? The kanun. Let's write the kanuns. If this is X, this has to be X square root 3, and this is 2X. Okay? That is the rule for the 30-60 triangle. Now, what do I know? I know that the long leg is X square root 3, and it is also 15 plus X feet. So I will write here, long leg equals 15 plus X. Long leg is also X square root 3. So X square root 3 is equals to 15 plus X. I have been told to find X. So let's find, as in write this equation using X. So to move X, I will minus X on both sides. Okay? So subtract X on both sides. This goes away. So then you will have X square root 3 minus X equals to 15. Now, who is the common term here? X. So I will take X outside. I will put square root 3 minus 1. and that will give me 15. I want x by itself. I will taksim both sides with square root of 3 minus 1, square root of 3 minus 1, like that. So this goes away, okay? Now, this gives me x equals, put this in the calculator because in math, the square root sign cannot be in the denominator. So 15 divide square root of 3 space minus 1 will give us 15 plus 15 square root of 3 over 2. And this is your answer to this question. Okay? Okay. Then the question asked you, what is this? So, x plus 15 over x. We just found out what x is. This is x over here. 15 plus square root of 15. 15 plus 15 square root of 3 over 2. So you're going to put here, I want to write it, I want to write this a different way. So this one is x plus 15 divide x. We know that x is what? 15 plus 15 square root of 3 divide 2. Yes? Okay? Then you're going to add 15, and then you're going to divide 15 plus 15 square root 3 over 2. So you put like that in the calculator. Okay? Okay. And the answer should be square root of 3. Okay? Square root of 3 is the answer to this question. Okay? All right, we move on. How far is Yannicka? How far is Yannicka from the screen? Okay. To the nearest tenth. So Yannicka is here, sitting x feet from the screen. So we know that x is 15 plus 15 square root of 3 divided by 2 because we found it over here. Okay? So now they want our answer as a decimal to the nearest tenth. So we just put that in the calculator, fraction 15 plus 15 square root of 3 divide 2 equals to 20 and 49 hundredths to the nearest tenth. Circle this, underline that, 20 and 5 tenths, and the unit is feet. And you box your answer and you write your sentence. Yannicka is 20 and a half feet from the screen. Okay? Structure. Each triangle is in the figure is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Find the value of x. So this, okay, we want to find this and this, okay? So we know this is x, and we know this is x, and we know this is x square root 2, okay? So x square root 2 equals to 6. Divide both sides by square root 2, square root 2. So what is 6 divide square root 2? So this will be 3 square root 2 3 square root, 3 square root 2. Okay, now we want to find this and this. So this here and this here are the same. So this now becomes, okay, so we know that. Now we are going to do for this triangle, okay? So here is 3 square root 2, and this is x, and this is x, okay? Then, so we know that this is also x square root 2. So therefore, who is x? 3. So this is 3, and this is 3. Now we are here, okay? So we're going to do this triangle. Well, let me just draw it a normal way. So we know that this is 3, okay? And this is x, and this is x right here. So we know this 3 is also x square root 2. So we are going to write here x square root 2 is equals to 3. I want x, divide by square root 2, divide by square root 2. This goes away. So you put in your calculator, 3 divide square root 2. You should get 3 square root 2 over 2. So that you will write it here. 3 square root 2 over 2. And you will write here 3 square root 2 over 2. So now let's do the small triangle. Okay. So here we have 3 square root 2 over 2. And we want to find x. Okay. So x will be 3 over 2. So this will be 3 over 2 and 3 over 2. So then you write your answer. X is equals to 3 over 2 or 1 and 5/10. You box your answer. Okay? All right, let's move on. Find the values of x and y. Y is going to be 90 degrees divided by 2, which is 45 degrees. Because in a square, this angle has to be 90. And the diagonal bisects the angles on the corner. Now, because this is a square, so this is x, and this is x square root 2. So we want to find x, so we will write here. X square root 2 is equals to 13. Divide by square root 2, divide by square root 2. This goes away. X equals to 13. Divide square root 2. That should give us 13 square root 2 over 2. So that's your answer. And then here, units. Okay. Let's find. Okay. If this is 45, so this is 45. And if this is 45, this is also 45. And this is 90. So if this is 6, this also has to be 6. So let's find y. Okay, we can find x. So we know that x square root 2 is equal to 6. Divide by square root 2, divide by square root 2. X equals to 6 divide square root 2, which is 3 square root 2. Okay. Now to find y, I will use Pythagoras theorem because this is 90 degree and I have my legs. Okay. Or I can just decide to use x square root 2. Okay, so now this becomes my new x. So I have the big triangle. which is like this. I can do that. And I know this is 6, which is x, and this is 6, which is x. And this one is x square root 2. X is 6, so this will be 6 square root 2. So we will write here y equals to 6 square root 2. Or you can do Pythagoras theorem. This is your A, this is your B, and this is your C. C equals the square root of A squared plus B squared. 6 squared plus 6 squared. 36 plus 36, square root of 72. Square root of 72 is 6 square root 2. And you write here y. And you box your answer and you write units. Right, units. So I've shown you 2 different ways of doing the same thing. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay. So we're gonna use 45 triangle theorem to prove okay. Now, okay, we are going to write, is it a 2-column proof? We just prove that the legs are congruent. Okay, the legs are congruent because this is a 45 degree angle. So this has to be L over here. And this is an isosceles triangle because the base angles are the same. So prove that the legs are congruent and H equals to L square root. Okay, let's use Pythagoras theorem. Let's call this A and let's call this B. So what are we going to say? H equals to the square root of A squared plus B squared. Okay, which is equals to L squared plus L squared, which is equals to 2L squared square root, which is equals to the square root of 2 times the square root of L squared. Okay, so square root of 2 will change to a decimal. Don't change it to a decimal, leave it like that. H equals to square root of 2, and this one is L. Square root of L squared is L. So yeah, so there we have proved H equals to L square root 2. Okay, there. All right, let's move on. Prove that DG is X and D is X square root 3. Okay, so if this is 2X, this has to be X, and this has to be X square root 3, because this is a 30-60 triangle. Okay, 30-60-90 triangle. Okay. Okay, so now how do we prove, how do I explain the proof? Okay, all right. So let's say DG is the short side, so short side, and this is the long side. Okay, let's do that. So let's prove DG is X. So kanun for short side equals to hypotenuse divide by 2. Okay? So hypotenuse is who? 2x, and we will divide by 2. So that goes away, and that is x. And there, I have proved DG is equals to x. Okay? Now, long side is equals to short side times the square root of 3. And that is, short side is already found here is x, and you multiply by the square root of 3. And there is EG, or D, whatever the question said here, D. Long side is D. Okay? You do that. Right. XYZ is a 45, 45, 90 triangle with the right triangle at Z. Find the coordinates of X in quadrant 1. So you must know how to label your quadrants. So this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. You learned this from grade 3. Now, I noticed that my points have the same Y. So that means this line is horizontal. YZ is horizontal. So negative 1, 2 is here. Negative 1, 2 is here. So that is Y. And Z is 6, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Okay? And so therefore, this distance over here is 7 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this distance here is 7. This is Z. Okay? Now, they say the 90-degree angle is at Z. So that means I will go up to make 90-degree. So I need a line that is perpendicular to horizontal line. So that line has to be vertical. And how many boxes up? 7 boxes. Why? Because the triangle is 45, 45. So if this is the leg, the horizontal leg, the vertical leg has to be 7 boxes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. So I'm going to draw that and put 7 here. Okay? Now, and I draw my triangle and I label 45, 90, 45 degrees. So, what number is this? The number here is 6. So this will be 6. And then what number is this here? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6, 9. And then we label that what half X, because the question told me to find X. And they said my answer has been quadrant 1. There, my answer is in quadrant 1. So this point is point X. So we write here X is 6, 9, and box our answer. Okay? All right, so let's move on. Remember, this is your origin, so put 0 there. All right, so we want to do a 30, 60, 90 triangle. First, label your quadrants. We were told quadrant, which our answer has to be in quadrant 3, which is here. So when our answer has to be in quadrant 3, we know the X is negative and the Y is also negative. If a point is here, X is negative, Y is negative. So your answer should have 2 negative numbers. Okay? All right. What do I know? In a 30, 60 triangle, and if this is 30, this is the short leg. No, wait. Let's look again. So let's draw our sketch here. And let's see. What do I notice? I notice my x's are the same. So these lines are vertical. Vertical. Angle F is 90, so it is down here. So therefore, this is G. Okay? Now, so let's plot quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Okay. -3, -4. -3, -4 is here. 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then -3, 2 is here. And this one is F and this one is G. So, and we've been told this is the long line. Okay? So, how many boxes is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 boxes. Okay? So if this is the long leg, so this has to be 60 degrees here and 30 degrees here and 90. And the long leg is written as x square root 3. And we also know that it is 6. So we will write here, long leg is x square root 3, which is also 6 boxes. Okay, so to find x, I will divide by square root of 3. Square root of 3, this goes away. That should give me 3 square root 2 or 2 square root 6. Divide square root 3. So this is x equals to 2 square root 3. All right. So I cannot go this way. Wait, how do I know? If I change this to decimal, it will be 3.464. Okay? So that means 3.464. If I go this way, it will be here. My answer has to be in quadrant 3. So I cannot go to my right. So I have to go to my left. And if I am going to my left, I am going this way, 3 boxes somewhere here. Okay? 3 boxes because you said this was 3.46. So 3 boxes and then 0.4. Okay. So then now I draw my triangle. And I know this is 2 square root 3. So what number is here? This will be the x for this line, which is 3. And because I'm going to the left, I will minus. So that will be 3, -3, -3 minus the short leg, 2 square root 3. That will give my x. And then my y will be here. That will be -4. Like that. So what does the question want? What angle is this? Find E. So we want E. Okay, so we write here. The coordinates for E are -3 minus 2 square root 3. That's the x number. And then the y number is -4. And then you close your parentheses. And there is your answer. Okay? So remember, why am I subtracting? Because I went to the left. I cannot go to the right because to the right will make my answer in quadrant 1. And the question told me my answer has to be in quadrant 3. Okay. Melody is in charge of building a ramp for a loading dock. According to the plan, the ramp makes 30 degrees here. Okay. So if this is 30, this is 60. This is x square root 3. This is 2x. Okay. ST is also 4 feet. Okay. Find RS. That means find X. So then we will write here. Long leg equals to X square root 3. Long leg is 4, which is also the same as X square root 3. So divide by square root 3, divide by square root 3. This goes away. Find x. So we will do 4 divide square root 3. And we have to round our answer to the nearest thousands. So this gives us, you press SD, you get 2.3094. Okay, we want to round to the nearest thousands. We count 3 digits after the decimal. 1, 2, 3. You underline the digit after the circle. We are not adding because this is not 5 and more. So x equals to 2.309 watt feet. Okay, so we move on. Draw a rectangle that has a diagonal twice as long as its width, and then write an equation to find the length of the rectangle. So if you draw a rectangle and you put this here, and this is the length and this is the width, okay? And we've been told the diagonal is twice as long as its width, 2w, okay? And then, so this is the hypotenuse. This is the short leg. And then this will be the long leg. So we want the long leg. So let us find how much the width is. So this is x square root 3 or w square root 3. Because the long leg is the short leg divided by, multiplied by the square root of 3. Okay. Oh, write an equation. So there is my equation. W square root 3. Because now I'm going to use 30, 60 triangle. So we're going to say write the equation to find the length. So the length is the same as the long leg. So the long leg is, how do you find the long leg? Short leg times the square root of 3, which is w times the square root of 3. So L equals w square root of 3 units. Okay. Okay. Now here we have in center. We need to find okay. Okay. Remember the in center comes and meets here. All right. So what do we know? AR bisects angle R. It's an angle bisector, AR. AP is also an angle bisector. An angle bisector means it cuts an angle into 2 equal parts. So if it cuts an angle into 2 equal parts, TPA is equal to APU. So we can do that. So we start there. 3x plus 2 is equals to 4x minus 9. Subtract 4x, subtract 4x, subtract 2, subtract 2. this goes, negative x equals to negative 11. Divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, x is 11. Okay, now we want to find ARU. ARU, ARU. Aha. So we said AR is an angle bisector. So if this is 40, this is also 40. So ARU is 40 degrees, like that, because it is equal to ARK, angle ARK. Okay, now let us find AU from here to here. Should be the same from here to here. So that should also be 20. ARU should be 20. AU should be 20. So AU, which is equal to AT, and AT is what? 20. So AU is also 20. Okay. Nobody asked me to find this. Maybe in the next question. Okay. U is the incenter. Okay. So if this is 28, this has to be 28. Okay. If this is 5, this is also 5, and this is 5. Okay. All right. We want UGM. UGM, that is 28 degrees. We want PHU. PHU. So this is also 21 degrees because this is an angle bisector here. So PHU is 21 degrees. And then we want HU. Where is HU? HU. So we have a 90-degree triangle. We have 12 here, and we have 5 here. We have 90 here, so we need to find C. This is our A and our B. C equals the square root A squared plus B squared, which is the square root of 12 squared plus 5 squared. I interchanged my numbers. Make sure you put the numbers correctly. 5 squared plus 12 squared. This is 25 plus 144, which is the square root of 169, which is equals to 13. You box your answer. Just like that. Okay. All right, let's move on. City planning official want the location of a new electric car charging station to be equidistant from the 3 townships. So it's saying the distance from here to here should be the same from here to here. Okay. From the 3 townships. Okay. No. We need to find a place where all of them. Okay, so we need to find the in center. So we'll be here, somewhere here in the middle. So this distance here must be the same as this distance here, must be the same as that distance there. These 3 lines must be the same. So the electric car will be, the charging station will be there. Okay? From the 3, find the approximate location of the charging station. So it is equidistant from the roads connecting the townships of Fairmont, Bethany, and Cedarview. Okay? So it is asking us, yes. Now, how do we, okay. So we know it has to be somewhere here in the middle. How do we find it? With your mascara, you draw a straight line perpendicular to that. Okay? Then you will draw another one perpendicular to this. and then you will draw another one perpendicular to that. Where they meet in the middle, that's where the charging station will be, because it will be equidistant from each town. Okay, now, so you've drawn an angle bisector. Now you want to estimate the in center. So I don't have a ruler. So okay, let's try. It's an estimate. Okay. Mine is moving far and far away. Okay. Why mine is showing here at 6? Ah, wait. Can we find the midpoint of this? Because it's an angle bisector, does it mean it bisects this into 2 equal parts? Yeah, because it's also perpendicular bisector. So if it's a perpendicular bisector, there's a 90-degree here. Then find the midpoint of this. And then this. Come here. And this will go here. This you have to use a ruler. And then what is my x? My x here is 5, 3. Or we can solve. Okay. I need to find a better way of doing this. We'll print it out and use a ruler. We'll come back to this question, okay? All right. This Alumni Foundation will donate a new fountain for the high school courtyard. The entrances to the courtyard are located at point XYZ. Find the approximate location. Okay. Here. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So we need to find perpendicular distance. Okay, we will need to find perpendicular distance for all of them, then know where. Okay, we'll do this. It has many steps. Let me finish. The ones don't have a lot of steps. So what is this parallelogram? In a parallelogram, I know that this distance is the same as that distance. Okay, so find the variable. We want to find x. So x is the same as 11. Okay, x plus 6. So we will find here x plus 6 is equal to 11 minus 6 minus 6, x is equals to 5. Box your answer. Okay, and find y. Y minus 7 is the same as 10 because this line should be the same as that line. So plus 7 is equals to y equals to 17. We box our answer. Okay. This is a parallelogram. Opposite sides are congruent. So I will write here TV is equals to SW. 3b plus 5 is equals to b plus 11. Then I will minus b, I will minus b, I will minus 5, I will minus 5. So this and this goes away. 2b is equals to 6. Divide by 2, divide by 2. B is 3. Then let's find A. TS is equals to VW. A plus 15 is equals to 3A plus 11. Minus A minus A minus 11 minus 11. So this goes and this goes. 4 equals to 2a. Divide by 2, divide by 2. A is equals to 2. Okay? Alright, in a parallelogram, opposite angles are congruent, but I cannot solve because the half are different. We also know it's a parallelogram, so this line is parallel to that. So these angles are called consecutive interior angles. And what do we know about consecutive interior angles? They will always add up to 180. So angle G plus angle H is equals to 180. Angle G is x minus 5 plus 2x plus 11 is equal to 180. This gives you 3x, and negative 5 plus 11 will give you positive 6 is equals to 180. Minus 6 minus 6, this goes away. 3x is for 174. Then divide both sides by 3. X is 174 divide 3, giving us 58. You box your answer. Then opposite angles are congruent, or you can use F plus G is 180. So angle F plus angle G is equals to 180 because they are co-interior angles. Angle F is 2y plus angle G is x minus 5 is equal to 180. You found x over here, so 2y plus 58 minus 5 is 180 degrees. Okay, so 2y plus 53 equals to 180 degrees. Then I minus 53 on both sides. This goes away. 2y equals to 7, 127. Okay, then I divide by 2. I divide by 2. That should give me 127 divide by 2 gives me 63 and 5/10. So this is y. Now let me check if my answer is correct. Let me do 2y is equals to. So angle F should equal angle H. So 2y is equals to 2x plus 11. If I want y, I will divide by 2, divide by 2. So this goes away. Y is equals to 2x plus 11 divided by 2. And 2 times 58 plus 11 divided by 2. So 2 times 58 plus 11, yes, 127. And I divide by 2, and I got 63.5, which is the same thing. Okay? So I did y 2 different ways, and I got the same answer, and I know my work is correct. Okay? All right, so let's move on. Okay, I know this line is the same as that line, and I know this line is the same as this line. Okay? So z plus 9 should equal 2z plus 7. Okay? Minus 2z minus 2z minus 9. Okay? Negative z is equals to negative 2 divided by negative 1 divided by negative 1. Z is equals to 2. Very good. Now let's do 3y minus 5 is equals to y plus 5. Minus y plus 5 plus 5. This becomes 0. 2y equals to 10. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Y is equals to 5. Box your answer. Park a new dog. So this question is about a park. Okay. A new dog park is being designed by a city planner. The park is enclosed by a fence and shaped like a parallelogram. What is the area and perimeter of the dog park? Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. Okay. How do we find area of a parallelogram? Area equals to base times height. How do I find perimeter? So we will find side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 plus side 4. All right. So we will use distance formula to find the long side and to find the short side. So distance formula equals the square root of x squared, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so what do we do? So we want to find from here to here. Let's call that A, let's call that B, let's call that C, and let's call that D. And remember here, 1 unit is 5 meters. That's very important. So we want to do from A to B. Okay. So put the square root. -8 minus 5 squared plus 0 minus 5 squared. So this is -13 squared plus -5 squared. That is 169 plus 25. Okay. So what's the square root? Square root of 169 plus 25 is square root of 194. Okay. So here is square root of 194. So this one will also be square root of 194. Okay. Now let us find BD. Okay. So I will not write the equation again. I'll just start solving. So here we want to find BD. So that will be 5 minus 9 squared and plus 5 minus 0 squared. Okay, so square root of -4 squared plus 5 squared. So this is the square root of 16 plus 25. So square root of 16 plus 25 is square root of 41. So this is square root of 41 and this is square root of 41. So now I can write here perimeter equals side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 plus side 4. Square root of 194 plus square root of 41 plus square root of 194 plus square root of 41. If I put this in the calculator, square root of 194 plus square root 41 plus square root 194 plus square root 41, and then press SD because we're told to round our answer to the nearest hundredth. So this is 40 and 66 and 3. To the nearest hundredth, we circle this 6, we underline this 3, we are not adding. Our answer is 40 and 66 hundredth. Do we have a unit? Then we multiply by 5, because we've been told 1 unit is 5 meters. So since this is perimeter, yes, we will multiply by 5. So we will do 40.66 times 5. And that will give us 203.30 meters for perimeter. Okay? All right. Remember, this was units. Okay? And we've been told 1 unit is 5 meters. So if I have this many units, I have to multiply by 5 to change it here. Okay? Now, I know that the base is square root of 194, and I have to multiply by 5 because remember, I have to use meters. But now I need to find the height of this. I need to find the height of this. So can I go here? So I know that this is square root 41, and here is 2 boxes. So I want to find this here to get the height. So I will use Pythagorean theorem. Okay? So let's find height. Height is equals to B. Okay? So there's finding this B. If we want to find B, we have to do C squared minus A squared. This is our C squared is the square root of 41, and you square it and you minus 2. Yes, 2 squared. So if you put that in the calculator, so square root and then bracket square root 40. When you square root is just the same number. So 41 squared okay, minus 4. Remember, the square root squared, the square of a square root is just the radical, is the radicand. So this will be the square root of 41 minus 4, like that. So that will give me the square root of 37. So the height is square root of 37. Multiply square root of 37, and because this is unit and each unit is 5, you multiply by 5. So then now put this in the calculator all together. Bracket square root 194 space times 5, close the bracket, multiply bracket square root 37 space multiply 5, close bracket. That gave us 2,118.076. We want to round to the nearest hundredth. We circle 7, we underline 6, we add 1. Our answer is 2118 meters squared. Okay? All right. So we found the area and the perimeter. So we needed 2 answers, and there are our answers in the boxes. Okay? State your assumptions. Brilin is making cookies using a cookie cutter and the shape of a parallelogram. What is the perimeter and area of each cookie if 1 unit is 1 centimeter? Okay, let's find this point. This point is what? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that is negative, that is 2, -3. Okay, let's find, this one is 0, 0. This one is 1, 2, 2, 3. And this one here is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 0. Okay, you can label them A, B, C, D. Okay, now, so I want to find AB. I can use distance formula or I can use Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so this is A and this is B. Okay, to go from here to here is how many boxes? 3 boxes. 1, 2, 3. So this is 3 and this is 2 boxes here. You see that? 2 boxes. So to find this, I use Pythagorean theorem. C equals to A squared plus B squared. 3 squared plus 2 squared. 9 plus 4. Square root of 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? So this is square root of 13. Now, this is the same, 2 and 3. So BC is also square root 13. Okay? So if I draw my shape now, my shape is like this. So this is A, B is square root of 13. This is square root of 13. Now let's do this one. How many boxes here? 1, 2, 3, and 2 boxes. So this is also square root of 13. Square root of 13. Okay. What is the perimeter and the area? Okay, and each unit is 1 centimeter. Okay, let's find perimeter. Perimeter equals to side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 plus side 4. This is square root of 13 plus square root of 13 plus square root of 13 plus square root of 13. It is the same number 4 times. So 4 times the square root of 13. And because I want my answer as a decimal, 4 times the square root of 13 becomes 14.422. Round to the nearest hundredth. Circle that, underline that. We are not adding. 14 and 42 units. And we've been told here 1 unit is 1 centimeter. So we multiply by 1 centimeter. So our answer is 14.42 centimeter. And we box our answer. Now we find the area of this shape. Area equals, so we need to find the perpendicular distance. Because this is a rhombus. Okay. So what's the perpendicular distance? That means I go down here and I go here. So how many boxes did I use? 3. 1, 2, 3. So the perpendicular distance will be, the height of this rhombus will be 3. So base times height. So the base is how much? Square root of 13. And the height is 3 boxes. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So this will be 3 square root 13. So 3 times square root 13 becomes 10.81. 6. Then I will circle 1, I will underline 6, I will add 1. My answer is 10.82. Okay, and we're supposed to change, yes. Okay, you will see why. Okay, for area, you have to change each one by itself. So here is square root of 13, but you have to multiply by 1 to change it. You have to multiply by the unit here. Multiply by 1, so to have centimeter. And here the height was 3, so you multiply by 1. So now you are no longer using units, you are now using centimeter. So this is now centimeter, and here is centimeter. So square root of 13 centimeter times 3 centimeter. So then this becomes 10. This becomes 10.816 centimeters squared. Now you circle that, you underline that, you add 1. So this is 10 and 82 hundredths centimeters squared, just like that. Okay? All right, we move on. List all the pairs of congruent angles and write a proportion that relates to the corresponding sides of each pair. Okay, so first write congruent angles. So here we have A, B, C, D. And here we have W, X, Y, Z. So we are doing congruent angles. That's what the question said. So congruent angles. So angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D is congruent. Okay. Angle A is friends with W. Or I just do like that. A with W. Okay. B with X. C with Y. And D with Z. Just like that. Then we need to write proportion. So we're going to write our proportion using the sides. So here we will do A, B, C, D over W, X, Y, Z. Okay. AB over WX, BC over XY, CD over YZ. So you see what I did? AB with WX, BC with XY, and then CD with YZ. And there is my proportion. Okay? All right. Same thing here. Just draw your jadwal. Here you have triangle FGH. Here you have triangle JKL. Angle F. Make sure you write here angles. And they told you they're congruent. So the ishara, angle F, angle G, angle H. Then F is with J. So J. G is with K. K. H is with L. L. Like that. Then now write the proportion that relates to the corresponding side. So you're going to write triangle FGH over triangle JKL. So FG JK. GHKL. HFLJ. Okay? And there. Okay? Determine whether the figures are similar. Okay? No, because the angles are not the same. You don't have two angles the same. Remember AA similarity? You should have two angles the same. You only have 90 is the same as 90. The rest of the angles, you don't have another pair that is the same. So what does the question say? If so, find the scale factor and explain your reason. Okay? So we are supposed to say here, these two triangles are not similar. Okay? These two triangles are not similar because I don't have two pairs of corresponding congruent angles. All right, we stop here. I will come back later. Okay.